Hey guys, Patriot Picker here. My name is Chris. We are down in the eBay bunker, and if you are new to my channel, I am a reseller on eBay, have been doing so for a little over a year now, and what I like to do is show you what we go out and source, how we source it, what we pay for it, how much it sells for on eBay, so that you may be able to do the same. It can be a hobby, it can be a job, and it can also be a full-time job. If you work hard enough, you can get there. And so what we're going to do today is we're going to start off a little bit with reflecting. I know we are now in the month of February, and we are trucking right along in the month of February, but I want to go back and share with you a little bit about January. It's a new year. It was right after the Christmas holiday rush. I have been informed by other resellers that have been doing this for years that the J months of the year are the slowest. So what we're trying to do is, since we're only really been in this for a year, we have nothing else to compare it to. So what we're trying to do is establish some foundations to see whether or not the next following year follows those same trends that we hear from various folks that are in reselling. So with that said, let's look at January. Now, before we get into January, just for the sake of kind of you as the viewer getting an idea here of some comparisons, okay? What I'd like to do is share with you a couple of different comparisons that I think would be very helpful. Now, in our first December of reselling, so we hit that month where, you know, Christmas is coming, people are buying gifts, and you would, you know, for those of you who've been doing it a while, you know that's a very busy time in that fourth quarter. I want to tell you a little bit about our last December, and then I want to share with you our little bit about this December, and then we'll jump into January real quick. So the last December 2019, we had a total of 63 items that sold for the month, and that was it, okay? Again, I think I started in like late August, early September, so let me double check that, because I always say I've been in it a year. Actually, we started in October. I'm getting old and don't remember time and dates very well, but we started in October, okay? So we hit December 2019. We sold 63 items for a total of $2,155.84 for the month of December 2019, okay? We had a really big sale that really helped put us up into the 2,000 mark for the month. Now, let's jump over to December 2020 and compare. Okay, so in 2020 of December, we sold 143 items for a total of $3,400 and some change. And so it was a really good month. In my opinion, as a fairly new reseller, I think that was pretty good. That jump from 2019 to 2020. Real encouraging. It's beginning to start to feel how this whole reselling business on eBay can take off and become a first source of income for your family, okay? And that's what I'm working hard for it to do. And now let's get into January, okay? So we hit January in 2019. No, this would have been January 2020. See, the dates are all confusing. Well, I didn't write down how many sales we had, but it looks like it was very few, okay? I'm looking at the book. But for the month of January, sales-wise, we only had $1,000 and some change, guys. I mean, it was true. January had come, it was our first J month, and it just dried up, okay? Now, skip to January 2021. look what happened. For January 2021, we had 102 sales for a total of $2,530 and some change. So we went from 47 sales, there it is, that's the number I'm looking for, 47 sales last January. Now we jumped to 102 sales, so we more than doubled, and then more than doubled our income profit as well. So it is possible for you to do this and do it well and have a decent profit and return on investment for this kind of work. But I'm going to tell you a couple of things, three things. I like to go in threes. So let me talk about three things real quick of why I think we got there, and then we'll jump into some things that have sold for me recently. The first thing that I think helped me get there was continuing to learn. That is vital. Continuing to reach out to others, continuing to ask questions of other resellers, having a mentor, being able to text at various times to your mentor and ask questions and get direction. I also believe that a key to getting here was time. You don't go into this and become a sensation overnight. You don't go into this and in the first year, you're making $50,000 a year. Now, I will say this. I personally know that there are folks that are even further along than I am that have been doing it a year. And I'm sure that if they made their video and told and explained how they did it, they would have maybe some kind of other thoughts about it. This is just my own personal opinion of how I believe I got to where I'm at. The third thing is, well, let me go back to number two. Time, meaning that how much you invest in it is how much you get out of it. I know a lot of folks out there who are resellers who are saying that they list 10 items a day, they list 20 items a day. I mean, there's people who are listing 30, 40, 50 items a day. And if you did that, I'm sure that would increase your sales now and increase your profit. Now, I don't know that works for everybody, but, that's just where I'm at. I focused on about the 10 to 12 a day, okay? And I'm still at that point, by the way. I haven't really bumped it up any more than that. I'm still hovering around that 10 to 12 a day listing to see. Now, in order to do that, of course, you got to have items to list, and that means you got to be outsourcing a lot. And then the third thing that I think was critical is as time has went on, then your feedback rating continues to climb. And so I believe that because of where I'm at on my feedback now, a year in, people are more apt to buy from me because they see the reviews, they see that they can trust this buyer and what I stand for, and then, they put all that together and they feel more comfortable purchasing from you. And so I think those three things are vital. And again, a couple of those only come with you working at it to make it happen. It's not like, they just came naturally. It is something you had to do, and you had to work at it. You had to treat it like a full-time job. I've said that so many times when people ask me, are you part-time? Are you full-time? I am a full-time eBay reseller, but not making full-time. I'm getting close, but I've not reached that full-time status of profit yet. And I think we're getting ready to, it's tax season. So this is the first year we're going to be doing the whole claiming your deductions of your business in your taxes now. No W-2 for me. And so 1099 and eBay and PayPal and sourcing and all this stuff going into it for the first time. I hit around the 30,000 mark on eBay for 1 year, and that maybe to you that's full time. I don't know. I don't see it that way. I have a goal of getting to where I was at in the job that I was at before, which was around $43,000, $44,000 a year in gross, and of course that net would be different. But anyway, with that said, I just wanted to kind of do some comparisons with you and share a little bit from my heart about how that whole process is working behind the scenes. You know, what are the numbers, and where are you, and how, you know, what's your next goal? And I remember being interviewed by Commonwealth Picker a while back when DJ and I went to his cabin. I remember him asking me a question, and I think it was in that video, where he said, "What is your long-term goal?" And you have to have goals. You have to have a mental picture, and even sometimes writing it down and putting it before you, of where you're wanting to go, because otherwise you're just kind of going down the road in a car. You don't have any clue where you're going, and so you're just taking all kinds of roads, and you're basically running around in circles, and you don't have a clear vision. And my vision was to get to that place that I was at when I was in the private sector working with the state college. So anyway, with that said, let's get into some things, show you what will sell on eBay, okay? All right, let's see what we got here. First thing that we're going to do is sign in to eBay, because as I've been yakking, I got signed out. So, hope everybody's doing well. We had a snow about a week ago. We had a snow of about 5-6 inches. This snow has stayed on the ground. I'm looking out my window right now. The snow is still on the ground for a week. Now, there's an old saying that if the snow stays on the ground for 3 days, you'll get another snow. Well, guess what, guys? The regular forecasters for our area are saying that we are not getting any snow this coming weekend, but that is in contradiction to what some other folks around the nation are saying that's going to happen. So we're excited. My wife loves snow. I love snow. We're excited that it may be snowing again soon, because, you know, it's beautiful. We love it. My wife loves it, of course, because it sometimes helps her get out of school. But we love to get out and drive around. We got a 4-wheel drive and take pictures and share them with folks on social media. So anyway, we are excited, hoping that we get some more. Okay? All right, let's jump in now. Okay, so a while ago, I guess maybe it's been a year now. I remember when the Funko Pops became a sensation, and I was too late in the game to jump on that and try to find those when you went out sourcing. So I just kind of wrote them off and said, that's just something that, I won't get into. And then all of a sudden, the whole eBay got loaded up with them, and you can find a Funko Pop for every walk of life now, it seems. But during this last holiday season, I was searching for holiday items, because obviously holiday items are a good thing to source for during the holiday season, right? And I found this guy, which is Sandy Claus. Okay, so it's a Funko Pop from Disney called Sandy Claus, and it's I don't even really know nothing about it, to be quite honest. As far the Nightmare Before Christmas, I think is where this comes from. I never saw that movie, by the way. I heard it was very interesting and very dark, and I'm not into those kind of movies, so I never watched it. But I picked this guy up, and he finally sold post-Christmas. So he sold for $16.99 plus shipping. All right, and as you know, I sell books, okay, and specifically I have genres of types of books that I look for, and a lot of what I look for, of course, are help books that can help you study, help you research and such. But I found this Haley's Bible Handbook And I found 2 of them, and they were, you know, immaculate condition, look brand new. And so that's selling for $14.99 plus shipping. Now, my wife went with me the other day, and she found these. Now, I don't know, again, seems like half of what you find when you're outsourcing these days, you don't even know, you know, what it is, because you didn't ever have any experience with this stuff. Doesn't mean that it wasn't popular. It just wasn't popular in your life, okay? But there is a card game called Flux, F-L-U-X-X, and I had no idea that this game right here was vintage, and I didn't know that it was a highly sought after and rare game to find these days. It dates back to 2002, which maybe that's not too far back for some of you, but because of the fact that they don't make this particular set anymore, it was pretty popular, I found out. $12.99 plus shipping. Going to be lightweight too. I love lightweight stuff. Okay. Next up, we have these. These, when I go out sourcing at Goodwills, I see these a lot, and there's times that I even will pass them up. I think going forward, I am going to, as long as they're still new in the pack, I'm not going to pass them up, because I have found that they're very popular, and they come in all kinds of different genres. It's called Safety First, and they're basically locks and grips and different things that you can put around your house to keep toddlers from getting into things, and it locks things up in cabinets and such, so they can't get in there and get to anything that's going to hurt them. But brand new in the package, $9.99 plus shipping, lightweight again. Have you ever heard of the brand California Kitchen? Okay, California Kitchen is a brand that was of kitchen utensil type stuff that a famous chef started, and his name, by the way, is Bruce Hill. And these are already wrapped in, ready to be packaged, because I didn't want to separate them because there's 2 here. But anyway, these are burger presses, okay, and they're heavy, stainless steel. I believe they're 9 ounce each. There's 2 of them, and anyway, they're called Chef's Press, and they sold for, 2 of them sold for $24.99 plus shipping. All right, now medical scrub tops, they're still hot. I think they're always going to be hot, because we're always going to have the medical field, right? And the ones that always do well for us are the themed scrub tops. I know it's probably a broken record you hear, but Disney, any of the Disney characters, Mickey Mouse, Minnie Mouse, Winnie the Pooh, any of the Disney movie characters, Peanuts, Charlie Brown, anything with themed seasons, Christmas, snowmen, Christmas trees, Halloween, Thanksgiving, St. Patrick's Day, anything that it has a theme associated with it, they tend to sell the best, okay? And this particular one is one of those. This is a Winnie the Pooh scrub top, and it's designed around the whole ideal of Zen, Z-E-N, and I'll let you look that up and discover what that is. But it is a size large, and it's sold for $11.99 free shipping. Yeah, I mean, you know what? Maybe 6 ounces, so that's good. Gotta love First Class. Last thing, well, not last thing, but last physical thing to hold up for you, fraction cubes, okay? I went into a Goodwill and store, and there were about 8 of these, and they were all still new in the pack. I swapped all of them. Educational materials, things that can be used to teach children and learn from. Those are easy items to sell for us. And so anyway, those sold for $14.99 and some shipping on top of it. Again, probably under 16 ounces. So the next things that you see are going to be things that I've already packaged. So I'm just going to show you a picture up here in the screen here of what those are. So just bear with me just a second. All right, so we had a set of 4 Japanese stackable little tiny mugs, probably more tea mug than coffee, of course. And those sold for $34.99 plus shipping. And then we sold a North Carolina State shirt with a mid-zip. I don't typically do clothing, but if I find sport jackets, sport hoodies, military gear, anything that I know would sell like that, I try to pick it up. So this North Carolina State shirt, pullover shirt, sold for $16.99 plus shipping. Then we had a Pioneer Woman mug. And of course, you know, Pioneer Woman is still a hot item, anything you can find from her. And we had a 28 ounce mug that sold for $12.99 plus shipping. I have a couple more here I want to show you, and then we'll conclude this video. The other day I was on Facebook in one of the eBay pages or groups on Facebook, and a guy asked, he was starting eBay for the first time, and he said he was trying to figure out what to get into to sell. He asked who sells books and is successful at it. And you know, I am not, I don't sell books like, you know, one right after another. Books tend to be things that they sit for a while. I mean, I look over at my bookshelf right now of every book that I have listed on eBay, and they sit for a while. But when they sell, depending on what book it is, you can make some money, okay? Now, this particular book, I picked it up, I looked at it, and I said, when I found it, I said, oh man, this thing's damaged. It just doesn't look like, to me, anyone would want to buy a book that was damaged, okay? And I wished I had the book and I could show you the damage of it, but just to give you an idea if you sell books. But it sold, and I'm going to tell you what it is, and then you can, you know, whatever. It was an get this, 1894 Sherlock Holmes book. I mean, it's unreal. Now, Goodwill, by the way, has gotten really smart with their books, and they're scanning their books now in the back, and we're not seeing those kind of good books like that come out on the shelf anymore, because they're taking those books and putting them on their online store and trying to get more money for them. So I really don't like that. I think Goodwill has its pros and cons when it comes to their whole approach to trying to help the community and help workers. They don't really pay their workers that much anyway. And I know that for a fact because I've talked to some of their workers and know. It just seems like to me that there's a side of Goodwill that acts as if, you know, they're trying to support the community, but then they're also trying to make a lot of profit. So I hope that they continue to put out good stuff, because obviously not shooting them in the foot, because I get good stuff from them to sell on eBay. So this book sold for $24.95 plus shipping, in it. When you opened it up, it was actually separating from the spine, and it was obvious. And of course, I reflected that in the description and all, and the pictures, and someone bought it anyway. So that's that. And then I got one more thing I'm going to share with you here that sold recently, and that is a Realtree camo hoodie that, you know, just, again, something sporty, something I knew is a good name brand. Realtree's a good name brand, and that sold for $24.99. Looks like that went for shipping too. So those are a few items that we have sold recently in the month of February. And we're hoping and continuing to hope that February continues to do as well as it did last year for us. Now, I didn't get in to talk about how well February last year did, but we actually did really well in February of last year. So I'm hoping we can either match or do better in this February as well. Okay, so I have one last thing I want to tell you, and then we're going to conclude the video. Many of you know where I stand. I call my channel Patriot Picker, but you also, if you've been following me from the beginning, you know where I stand when it comes to my relationship with God. And so I'm asking for those of you out there who believe in prayer and you have a relationship with God, would you please pray for me, because I have an upcoming appointment to talk to a back surgeon that is possibly looking at doing some back surgery on me. And I've been wrestling, and I don't know if you guys can tell or if you've known, but I've been wrestling with some back pain, some severe back pain for probably over 6 months now, maybe even longer. And it's just continuing to get worse and worse. And sometimes it puts me down on the floor for days. And so you might think, well, I hadn't heard from Patriot Picker lately. Well, it's probably because I ain't got the get up and go to make a video because of the back pain. Okay, so say a prayer. I go to the appointment on this coming Monday. When you watch this video, it'll be the Monday following. And sit down with them and talk about, if there's anything they can do. I hate the thought of thinking that I have to have surgery in order to relieve the back pain. But I've tried everything else. I'm a veteran, and I've went through the VA, and I've tried everything they offer to try to get through this, and it's not doing anything for it. So I appreciate your prayers. I will keep you informed and let you know how everything's going. And I appreciate you guys that follow the channel and you're being entertained, you're learning from what we share with you. So anyway, this is Patriot Picker, and I am signing out. We'll catch you guys again on the flip side.